In 30 minutes, a factory in Shenzhen builds a humanoid from scratch, and by 2027, China plans to do that on a bigger scale. The surprising part? America has no answer. Secret government directive. Back in 2025, China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology published a document that most Western media completely ignored. Why? Because it was too good to be true. It wasn't classified or hidden, but it was publicly available, and it outlined the exact plan to mass-produce humanoid robots at a scale that no country has ever attempted or will ever attempt. The MIIT directive states that the humanoid robot will reach advanced levels by the year 2027 and become a new engine of economic growth. They are not talking about prototypes, not a research product, but mass production. They are not building these robots one at a time in a lab. They are building the entire innovative system, including factories, supply chains, and training programs. This is all in an effort to make humanoid robots as common as smartphones today. The target is to deploy them across every major industry in China by 2027. This includes manufacturing, logistics, healthcare, agriculture, construction, and basically across every sector that contributes to economic growth. Western governments are still debating whether humanoid robots are even practical, but China has already decided that they are and committed billions of dollars to building the infrastructure in order to produce them at scale. The production speed is what is terrifying everyone. 30 minutes per robot. Some reports from the Chinese factory show that they are now capable of producing a complete humanoid robot every 30 minutes. They are not assembling pre-made components, but are producing the entire unit from raw materials to the finished product in half an hour. Companies like Ubatech and Unitree are already testing these robots in industrial settings. This includes car assembly lines, warehouse logistics, quality control, and inspection. Everything is done. This isn't experimental. It is the precursor to million-bot deployment. Think about what 30-minute production means at scale. One factory that is running 24/7 can produce 48 robots per day. That is around 17,520 robots per year from a single facility. Multiply that by the number of factories China is building specifically for humanoid robot production. The MIIT directive explicitly calls for establishing mass production capabilities across multiple provinces. If China builds just 10 dedicated factories, which is a small number and an estimate given their manufacturing capacity, they could theoretically produce 175,000 humanoid robots every single year. At that production rate, reaching 1 million deployed robots can take less than 6 months. But quantity isn't even the scariest part. It's what happens when you connect all of them together. The swarm intelligence. We're not trying to put fear into the audience, and the real fear isn't even one robot. It's the swarm that is coming. China is leading development in decentralized swarm intelligence, where thousands of low-cost units communicate to achieve a single goal without any central command. Think of how ants work. No single ant is particularly intelligent. No queen sits in the center giving them commands. But thousands of ants working together using simple communication rules can build complex structures, find food sources, and defend against threats. This is where China is also deploying. Now we must apply that to robots. Researchers at Zhejiang University recently demonstrated a swarm of drones navigating a dense forest without any human input. They didn't even need any GPS, pre-programmed routes, or decentralized decision-making where each drone communicates with a nearby unit to avoid obstacles and reach the target. The same software is being ported to ground-based humanoid robots as well. Just imagine 1,000 humanoid robots entering the disaster zone. They don't need any human intervention to direct each one. They communicate with each other, identify priorities, and then divide those tasks while adapting to the situations appropriately. If one robot finds a survivor trapped under the rubble, it signals every single nearby unit. 3 robots could converge on that location in mere moments, and 2 will lift the debris while 1 pulls the person to safety. This would be all without a single human command. That's the civilian application. Now imagine what happens when these robots are deployed in the military. Swarm warfare. When we talk about swarm intelligence, it changes everything when it comes to combat. Traditional military doctrine relies on command hierarchies. Generals are the ones to give orders to the colonels. Colonels give orders to captains, and captains give orders to the soldiers. Destroy the command structure and the entire force collapses. Swarm doctrine has no command structure to destroy. A swarm of 10,000 humanoid robots doesn't even need generals. They don't need officers. Each unit follows a lot of rules, yet they are so simple. They will move towards the objective, avoid any obstacles coming their way, and communicate threats to the nearby unit. Moreover, they will also adapt when allies are destroyed. You cannot even decapitate a swarm this way because they have no captain. They don't have a head to cut off. Destroy 100 robots, and the remaining 9,900 automatically redistribute tasks and continue advancing. If you destroy 1,000, the swarm adapts and keeps advancing. If you destroy 5,000, the swarm will still be operational because each unit functions independently. The only way to stop a swarm is to destroy every single unit or run out of ammunition. China isn't just testing this with drones. They are testing it with humanoid robots that are entering buildings, climbing stairs, and operating in environments where wheeled or tracked vehicles can't even go. But before we reveal what is cooking in the lab, subscribe to the channel because what's coming next will definitely shock you. The evidence. We don't build a 30-minute robot for production capacity for just research units. We build it for deployment, and that's what China wants to do. UBTEC's Walker S2 is already working in factories. Over 1,000 units are deployed across China. These aren't demonstrations. They are commercially operational units performing real industrial tasks. The robots swap their own batteries. They were 24/7 without breaks. They coordinate with each other in order to move materials and complete assembly tasks. This is a better test for a larger deployment. Once the bugs are worked out in a controlled factory environment, the same robots with minor software updates can be deployed everywhere in the country. Disaster zones, construction sites, agricultural fields, you name it, or even battlefields. The technology is dual use by design. A robot that can navigate a factory floor can navigate urban terrain as well. A robot that can manipulate industrial tools can manipulate weapons too. A robot that can coordinate with other units in a warehouse can coordinate in combat too. In other words, artificial general intelligence is coming here. China is building its infrastructure now. The question is what they will use it for later. Civilian-military fusion. China doesn't want to separate civilian and military technology the way Western countries do, because their mission is completely different. They want to incorporate something called military-civil fusion, which explicitly states that civilian technological advances should be leveraged for military purposes and military research should benefit civilian industries. This means that every humanoid robot factory that is built for commercial production is also a potential military manufacturing capacity. Every swarm intelligence breakthrough in disaster response is also important in autonomous warfare. The MIIT directive does not mention military applications. It doesn't have to. The fusion doctrine is already an established policy. When China builds the capability to produce 175,000 humanoid robots per year for economic growth, they are also building the capability to produce 175,000 killer bots every single year if they need to. They are not the only ones who have noticed. American military planners are already worried and are watching closely. They just can't say so publicly without triggering international panic. The American panic. The U.S. military spent decades developing advantages in precision-guided munitions, stealth technology, and a network command system. These advantages assume fighting special conventional military forces with a traditional command structure. Swarm warfare makes most of that irrelevant. Stealth doesn't help if 10,000 cheap robots are going across the battlefield. You cannot hide from a swarm. You can only try to outlast it and let it die. Precision-guided munitions are designed to destroy high-value targets, command posts without installation, and aircraft. In a swarm, there are no high-value targets. Every unit is expendable and easily replaced. Networked command systems assume that you can disrupt enemy communications and also create confusion. When it comes to swarm units, they don't rely on any kind of central communication. They communicate locally with nearby robots. Jamming doesn't even help because they can be reprioritized. The U.S. technological edge was built to fight the last war. China is building technology for the next one and to outlast everyone, and the timeline is shorter than anyone might expect. 2027 deadline. China's MIIT directive has already set 2027 as the year humanoid robots will reach their advanced level. They would become integrated into the economy. This is less than 2 years from now. In 2 years, China will have already mass-produced the facilities that are operational, with supply chains established and standardized, and the platform that can rapidly be modified for different applications. This isn't even speculated. This is a published government policy with allocated funding and measurable milestones. Western countries' dilemma. Western countries are still arguing about whether humanoid robots are even economically viable, while China is already building robots at half the price and is committed to building millions of them. Here's what most people miss. This one doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be cheap and numerous. Each UBTEC Walker will cost significantly less to produce than a comparable Western robot. The exact price isn't public, but the industry estimate puts it at around $20,000 to $30,000 per unit at scale. Compare that to Boston Dynamics Atlas, which costs hundreds of thousands of dollars and isn't even commercially viable. China isn't trying to build the most advanced robots. They are just trying to kickstart the process of making them. They are building good enough robots that can be produced in huge quantities. A swarm of 1,025,000 robots costs only $25 million, which is less than a single F-35 fighter jet. Which one is more effective for urban warfare? One F-35 or 1,000 humanoid robots? Let us know in the comments down below. The US military is optimized for high-cost, high-capability platforms. China is building a low-cost, high-quantity platform. History suggests that quantity has its own quality, and China isn't stopping at humanoid. They are building the support infrastructure to ensure that they last a lifetime. Here's what's happening. The logistic robots. While everyone focuses on humanoid robots doing kung fu, China is quietly deploying thousands of these logistics robots that make them possible. Loyant builds automated guarded vehicles, robots that silently glide across the factory floor, delivering parts. They have already been deployed in over 100 companies across China, North America, Japan, South Korea, and even Southeast Asia. These logistics robots are the supply chain that keeps humanoid robots operational. They deliver materials for manufacturing, transport finished units, and even handle the maintenance and battery swap. A humanoid robot army needs logistics support. China is building both simultaneously while making sure that they are miles ahead of every other country when it comes to AI and robotics in general. Do you think China has taken over the world in terms of robotics? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with the latest technological news.